we've served over 23,600 people in 40 weeks since opening the doors. That's not a little number. We've made 67,000 homemade meals.
Wow.
That's freaking awesome.
Welcome to episode number 33 of the 100 Successful Women, a Conversation to Inspire series. Once again, I wanted to express my gratitude to you all for watching this channel. And if you find the value of the message, don't forget to like and share so that more people can be inspired by these women as well. In today's episode, I am so grateful and beyond thrilled to have Kirsty Parkes joining us. She is from Community Cafe in Sandleir to share with us her stories and her mission. I am fascinated with what Kirsty is doing for the community, and she definitely has a mission which is bigger than herself. No wonder one of the TV hosts which actually named her the living saint. So I am also totally agreed with her. Kirsty has such a big heart for the people in need, and she is serving the community with the motto, all absolutely free of charge and no question asked. I really hope that you can listen to the end and let us all play a small part to be on the mission with Kirsty as well. So let's all dive into the story which Kirsty is sharing with us coming up next.
Western Sydney woman Kirsty Parkes is a living saint. As a mum of 7, she took it upon herself to start the Community Cafe, a free service that provides food for anyone struggling in her local area. A business owner and a voice for change, Kirsty is a total superwoman. I caught up with her to see how she juggles it all. Kirsty's day starts around 5 a.m. With 7 kids, a hubby and a budgie, pre-dawn is pretty much her only alone time.
So Kirsty, how are you doing today?
Fabulous. It's been a long day, but it's been fabulous. It's been a great day, but my kids do lose their mind quite a lot if they don't have my undivided attention, especially when I'm home. So there's going to be, unfortunately, a lot of distractions, noises and disturbances.
I know that's moms, right? And I don't really know how do you do that. And you have, as I know, I think you have 7 kids, am I right?
Yeah.
Well, you are a super mom, and you also run the Community Cafe, which we are going to talk about today. So for those of you who are listening in, Kirsty has been so awesome. I heard about her stories, and then she is just, I don't know how to say, she got such a big heart. So Kirsty, behind the beautiful, big-hearted, the owner, the founder of the Community Cafe Incorporated. So one question that I always ask the guests is, who is really Kirsty Parkes?
That's a big question.
Yes, that is a big question.
There's not, there's not like little parts or any one thing. There's a lot to it. I'm not really a straightforward person. I'm really quite complicated, in a good way though. So I have interests in things that are so many. There's not enough lifetimes for everything that I want to achieve in life in general. I get so excited by everything that's out there, everything I hear about. I want to change careers every 5 minutes and do something else because that looks fabulous and this looks fabulous. And, you know, so the only thing I wanted as a child, sort of growing up, was I just wanted to be a mum more than anything else. And I'm pretty sure now that I've kind of nailed that. So you sort of move on, you reestablish, you know, what it is that you would like once you achieve your goals. So everybody has a thing where they set out these goals and achievements they'd like to make. I think I'm on about the 4th or 5th set now because, you know, as I just keep working towards something, and then once I get it, I go, great, I'm here, this is awesome, let's find the next thing. Where to now? What do I want to do? And ending up where I am now is great because I can take everything that I've learned being such a complicated person who loves everything and is overexcited by absolutely everything and constantly learning has given me a great base with which to establish our organization that we run today. So
wow, so you are someone who is like very curious and like to explore into different venture.
I'm a bit of a nerd, so I love learning. I absolutely love learning. I love science. I love anything that but I deep dive. So when my babies were all young, I breastfed because it worked for me. I absolutely loved it. I'm a very big advocate for breastfeeding. And then because I grew up being told one thing and then having my kids and going, oh, but this really works for me. And I was sort of grew up with a lot of negativity around, oh, breastfeeding's only for the natives, and we're a civilized culture now. You would put formula in a bottle and you feed a baby. And I was like, oh, this is so much easier for me. I don't like this whole bottle thing. It's a lot of work, So I started learning more about it and became a breastfeeding counsellor and went through the Australian Breastfeeding Association, signed up there. And so, I sort of delved into that and learned all about that. And when you learn about, the molecular structure of, things like that, and the fatty tissues and all the stuff behind it. And it was the same with baking and cooking and anything like that. When you talk about the different kinds of rises that you can have and the different reactions you have when you mix different ingredients together to make something, all of that stuff excites me to no end. So yeah, look, and words, I'm such a word nerd. I love to read. So learning's great because it usually involves reading and absorbing something new, and I share it. When I learn something new, if I'm today old and I've learned something, I will always tell people, I never knew this until today. I can't believe I've walked this earth for 44 years and didn't know this. Or reevaluate something. You learn something and you go, wow, I never knew that. I've been so wrong. I always thought this, and actually it's this. Wow. And so I love to share that too.
Amazing. Wow, that's give me goosebumps that you have so many knowledge, not only in breastfeeding and then in baking. It sounds like baking to you is like a science experience.
Oh, it is. And all the sciencey stuff in the background of that really excites me.
I'm amazed with what you're doing, Kirsty. That is a lot of wonderful things that you're doing. So just now you were saying that you are someone who is very curious and you love learning. So what inspired you behind finding the Community Cafe Incorporated, and what drove you to start this charity organization?
Well, I've been a serial volunteer my whole life with things, helping just wherever I can, and looking at better ways to do things. So having kind of an analytic brain and a business-minded brain, having a business-minded brain and an analytical brain, I'm always looking at ways to kind of how do you do things better? What would be more efficient? What would be more beneficial? How could we make this bigger? How can we make this better? So I've worked for a lot of not-for-profit organisations and community groups and things like that, and always had that thought, oh, okay, how can we make this better? How can we make this bigger? What can we do? I approached a few with some ideas. So I had my food business and it was going really well. And I'm like, maybe I can use this as a catalyst for something really good. Maybe we can kind of develop this into something more and make it really big and with impact, but impact for good. And my brain exploded. It really did. So I approached some people and sort of went, can we do this? Because I didn't want to be the face of this. I didn't want to be the one on TV. I didn't want to be the one that, was always being spoken to. I just wanted to do the job. It was never about, putting my face out there. I'm actually really, in general, quite not shy, but quite reserved. I don't like being the center of attention or being in the spotlight, and I avoid it at all costs, believe it or not. So when no one would kind of take this idea, I'm like, this is amazing. we can't not do this. So people talk about having a calling in life and things like that. And I never understood that until I understood it. And then I was like, okay, yep, I have to do it. And my husband's like, you got this, you can do this, you know, whatever you want to do, I'll support it. He goes, it's a big dream. And not a lot of people understand big things because most people only think small. And he said, you have the capacity to see things that other people can't see. And I didn't understand what that meant. And I kept saying to him, that's ridiculous. I'm not different. Everybody has this capacity. Everybody can do this. And he said, no, they can't. Some people don't. And I'm like, no, I'm going to unlock this in everybody. We can do this. So yeah, as I said, my brain exploded and all this information came out and all of these ideas came out. And I went, let's do it. Let's just do it. And then my friend Sharon said, come on, Kirsty, let's just go sort some food now because, you know, this was as we were coming into COVID. Let's just do the food. People really need it and it would be something nice that would really benefit people. So I thought, okay, look, we'll start with something small. And we got our food approvals through. So we went through Second Bite. We contacted Oz Harvest. We contacted all the people to try to get the food once we got 𝐕𝐢𝐬𝐢𝐻𝐿𝐉 Corporation and our ACNC registration. And it just from there, even the two of us the other day just looked at each other and went, wow, like what a ride in the last 2 years when we look at what we've done. And it's incredible, absolutely incredible and for me, it's very surreal to think that this is just an idea. This was an idea that we could just do better and let's just do it. Let's just have a crack at it. And I didn't expect it to be just like this, to be what it is today. And, you know, even today, it's still just beginning. This is the tip of the iceberg with, you know, what we have got in store and the ideas and what we have planned for the future. So
wow. So it started prior COVID.
Yeah. Oh, it was 4 years in the making, really. You can't just kind of wake up and go, oh, I'm just going to start a not-for-profit. It's so simple. Let's just do this. I wanted it done right. I wanted to make sure that we had the right grounding to build an empire on. If you're going to build an empire, you have to have a stable foundation. So I wanted to make sure from day one that everything was done just right. So, you know, I looked at all the different ways that you can become a not-for-profit, and there's actually 7 different paths that you can take if you decide that you want to create a not-for-profit, whether it be a group, an organisation or whatever. We went with an association and became an incorporated association, and then applied for the DGR status so that we could have the tax deduction and registered with the ACNC. I think the first thing I did outside of that was get a bookkeeper, sort the accountant and the accounting software, because the one thing that to me was the most important is having financial transparency, because I go crazy when I hear things like ads on the radio saying, did you know that 10% of your donation actually goes to where it's needed? And to me, that's not good enough. I've worked hard. Like if I'm going to donate $20, I've worked hard for that $20. I want all of that $20 to go to exactly where it's supposed to go.
That's right.
And it gets chewed up in admin. It gets chewed up in a lot of things. And some places actually proudly announce 30% of your donation goes to where it's needed. And I just think that's really disgusting. I think we deserve better. We have the capacity to do better. And this is just different. So what we do is just different. So I wanted to make sure people know 100% of what you donate goes to where it's needed every time without question. So we went straight ahead and we got our zero accounting. We've got our bookkeeper. We've got that. So, you know, and we have to go and get audited. We have to do our reporting. And the data. Like as I mentioned, I am a bit of a nerd. So the one thing that really excites me is the data, because that's where you see the impact. That's where I can sit there and go, we've served over 23,600 people in 40 weeks since opening the doors. That's not a little number. We've made 67,000 homemade meals.
Wow.
That's freaking awesome. Like, I just go, wow. But it's not until you stop and process and look at that. So I wanted to make sure that we had everything in place so that we can constantly be then evaluating, reevaluating, and pivoting where we need to, that we're relevant, that we're meeting the needs of the community. So if the needs change, we need to change. We need to adapt with that so that we can support people to what they need, not just what someone says they think they should be needing or what we're funded to. We're not funded to anything. We're open to everything, and we're here for genuine support. So that's why we went sort of that way, making sure that, and as I said, it was 4 years that I spent researching, making sure that this was going to be the right way, even to the point that I wrote the Constitution myself. So I didn't get legal advice. I didn't engage a solicitor. I did everything myself. I sat down, I Googled, I got onto LinkedIn Learning, I bought courses, short courses. I even did a quick one in accounting. I don't like accounting. Just for the record, I don't. But there's things you need to know. So I learned everything I needed to know in order to do the job. I spent 4 years organising that, and then we launched. So for me, it's been a lot longer, but since our kind of incorporation in 2020 to where we are today, that's kind of how we measure it. It's been phenomenal.
Wow, that's a lot of work that you've been doing, and you just say that you did a lot of them by yourself. You even do the research by yourself. What were your background, Kirsty? You say you own a food or restaurant or something like that?
I haven't got any actual formal training in food. I'm self-taught. I'm a self-taught baker. I am a self-taught nerd. I am a self-taught everything. I didn't spend a lot of time in school as a child. I wanted to know more. I got bored very quickly because I couldn't learn fast enough, and it wasn't relevant. When I was there, I would learn one thing. I'm like, but I want to know more. Tell me more about what is this? And they're like, no, we're moving on now and we're going on to this. And I'm like, no, but I still want this. Why can't I learn this? So I actually got into quite a bit of trouble at school and ended up leaving. So I've got the equivalent of a year 8 education. And I started working. I started learning. I started listening. I listened to people. I listened to stories. I investigated. I researched things, and I work things out and come to conclusions that way, and then test it. You market. You test it in the market and see how it goes. So I have done some university courses. I've done TAFE courses. I've upskilled here, there, and everywhere. LinkedIn Learning, YouTube. YouTube is fantastic. I learned how to wallpaper on YouTube. So doing up my son's room, and I wanted to do it myself because I wanted it to look like castle walls. So I bought wallpaper, and then I looked up how to do that. So everything I did do. So I read through some legal stuff. I've read through real estate things. So I didn't know anything about commercial real estate. So we're in a leased premises, and that wasn't my world. I had no idea. So I went out and I did a really short course on commercial leasing. I put a call out to some friends saying, hey, any suggestions for someone that might be able to help me? I didn't get much back because there's not many people in my circles that are into that. So
you go and learn yourself.
I quickly grabbed those skills and went out and negotiated my way into the property that we have now. So anything that I've needed to know, I'm happy to go out and learn. And not everything comes with a certificate though.
But doesn't really matter. You got all this, and then you started something, and you are like making it so much bigger, and you got all this knowledge, and that's the thing. So with this, when you did mention that when you started this charity organization, you have learned so much, and then you do a lot of self-learning. So what are some of the challenges, initial challenges that you face when you starting or establishing this outreach cafe?
Well, you don't know what you don't know until you realize you don't know something. So for me, it was taking a little bit of knowledge and running with that and seeing how far I got and then asking. So I'm not afraid to ask. I'm not someone who beats around the bush, if you like. If I need something, I'm going to actively seek it. And if it's information, I'm going to actively seek that too. And then sort of look and go, okay, well, I've got this far on this much information. Who could I connect with? Where do I go? How do I learn this? So then I seek it out. And I'm always open to things. So then I'll have a conversation with someone. I'll sort of put it out there going, okay, I need to learn more about this, or I need to know, I don't really know. So I'll just sit with things sometimes. And that's why some things feel frustrating, because it takes a really long time sometimes to get somewhere really simple. But if I don't know the steps, I will just kind of take a breath and go, okay, how am I going to work this out? Who should I talk to? Who should I connect with? Is there, something I could Google to help me with it? And things kind of fall into place as well. So I've been really lucky. As much as I'm not kind of a religiously spiritual person, the universe just provides, man. Like, you put something out there and you say, these are my intentions. So I always set intention saying, this is my intention. I want to do this, create this, do this, achieve this. And then it kind of, it happens. People are put in my path, the right people appear, a random email shows up, or, the right conversation with the right person, all those coincidences start to happen, and it just grows from there.
Yeah, I love that you're actually saying that you are being resourceful and you know where to find the help. At least you go and ask. If you don't, you ask who. There will be people that are able to help you, and that will be someone there.
Yeah. I'm not, and I say to people, look, I'm not that lion that goes out there and roars and grasps at everything. When we go with that analogy, so there's a lot of people that are out there, they're like those lions, and they go straight in and they're full of strength and they're full of power and they're this, and I don't really kind of associate myself with that. I always say to people, I'm that mosquito. And that little tiny person that's very annoying, that keeps, bite, and causing big itches everywhere, because persistence. I'm just persistent, and persistence will pay off in the end. Sometimes it's the really long way. Sometimes I learn for a really long time before I get there, but we get there in the end and we get the job done. So
yeah, persistence definitely one of the keys to get the things that we want in life, right? Or else
I don't give up. Yep.
That's right.
Yeah. And even when there is obstacles, and when there is things and it really feels like, oh, how am I going to do this? I don't have that mentality anymore. I've managed, and I've worked a lot on my own mindset as well. I love that. I love the idea of the neuroplasticity of your brain, of being able to change the way you think and change things for yourself, so that you can upskill yourself and have better results. So I've learned now to ask better questions of myself when I'm at a place like that and I meet an obstacle. It's kind of, okay, well, maybe I'm not on the right path. Maybe this isn't the right way to get to where I need to be. Okay, I'm going to look somewhere else, because right in front of me is this big obstacle. So then I'll look to the side, and I'll look here, and I'll look over, and I'll look under it, and try to find another way to overcome it. Sometimes it's time. Sometimes it takes time, and it's a simple thing just to clear the path and move through, but you don't always see it. Sometimes you just have to sit in that moment and be there, because there's a lesson, whatever it is, and when you learn, you grow, and then you move forward. So
Wow, that's such an amazing piece of like advice there, right? Is that I really love that. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Kirsty. You're such an amazing person. I really have to say that. So you have like the community cafe undoubtedly has impact numerous lives. I did watch the the show, the TV interview by the I think they're like, is that today's morning?
Oh, the Today Show, yeah.
Today's show, and the other one is on 10, channel 10 as well. There are a few of them. Yeah.
Yeah, there is a few. Yes. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing. And then it has like the community cafe has impacted numerous lives. So could you maybe share in particular like heartwarming or a memorable stories that like showcase the positive change that you have brought into the society or the community?
Absolutely. And the thing is, there is so many.
I would imagine so as well.
And it's different for everyone. That's what I love, because everybody's idea of success is different. Everybody's idea of healing or of being everyone's different, and I absolutely love that. So one of the things we've had, there's one girl that works with us, so and she's absolutely adorable. She started, so everybody that works in our organization at some point was lining up for food or in need of something, and everybody's local. So I'll open by kind of saying that we've all been there, and nobody is kind of a ring in or just trying to fill in a gap or anything. So this particular young lady started coming, I think it was like very early days when we first started, and we'd only kind of see her occasionally. And she always had the hood up and the headphones in, the mask on, trying to kind of blend in and get her things and kind of go. So we made a point of saying, "Oh, hi, darling, how are you? How's things?" And she sort of went, deer in the headlights and like, "Hi, how are you?" So this went on for quite some time. And then there was a period of time where we hadn't seen her, and I sort of went, "Oh gosh, I hope she's okay. Like, has anybody sort of seen her?" And myself and a couple of other volunteers were very curious. And then she popped up again, and we had that conversation with her. "Oh, where have you been? We've missed you. We've missed your smiling face." And she went bright red and sort of said, "Oh my gosh, really? Oh, okay." And I said, "Yeah, look, come and see us, come and get what you need, come and have a conversation, And she sort of went, "Oh, I didn't think anybody would even notice." And I'm like, "Of course we notice. We notice you. We see you, sweetheart." So she had social anxiety. Well, she has social anxiety, very severe. So she's on a disability support payment for that, and was at that point living in housing and really struggling. She would struggle to get out of. There was times where she didn't leave the house for 3 or 4 days because she just couldn't go outside. So if you fast forward to now, she's on our front counter. She's serving 200 people every single day with a big smile on her face, and communicating with people. And she is a key part of our team. She's great at what she does. And we've had so many in-depth conversations with her saying, "Look, you've got this. You're amazing. Look at this." And sometimes she doesn't even realize that she's doing something. Then she'll come in and she'll be like, "Oh my God, I did this. I can't believe I did this. Of all the people in the world to do this, I can't believe it was me." And she had a conversation with somebody recently, and she was in uniform, and she said, she sent me a text and she's saying, "I feel like a real person because I had a conversation with somebody about work because I was in my shirt." And she said, "It felt really normal. I can't believe that I felt normal." So to think of someone who couldn't leave their house for days on end because of anxiety and everything else. And she'll message to say, "Look, I've got really bad knots today and I'm not feeling great." And I said, "Oh, great, bring them too. They're all welcome here." And she sort of went, "Oh, what? Absolutely." She goes, "Oh, I'm a bit flushed." "That's great. Smile. it's okay, we got this.
Okay, I'll just listening to your story about that little girl just now, Kirsty. It's warmed my heart. You're not only providing food, but you are actually changing life, and
That's what we want to do. So it's not just about being somewhere to go. It's not just about having that immediate need met. There's a lot of places that do that, that have that for people and create that every single day. You can pop in and you can get food and you can get these things. But there's not a lot of places that actually will take you in and say, hey, look, have you thought about this, or have you thought about that? Have that conversation, connect with you, and then try to connect. So ideally what we're doing is reconnecting the community with each other. We have people that come to the store. We don't open till 11 a.m. People are coming from 7 o'clock in the morning. And I poked my head out one day and was like, what are you doing here? It's 7:30 in the morning. Don't you have a warm bed you could be in or something? And the response from that was like, no, I don't actually. It's much nicer. We'd prefer to be here than at home. Because we can chat to people when it's lonely at home or it's boring at home or whatever that is. They found it better to sit and connect with each other. So we're like, okay, let's get a coffee machine. Let's get some coffee into these people. Right. Do you want some lunch or breakfast? Like whatever we can do. So we try to work around meeting the needs, but connecting people, and then they're building relationships. So you've got two of our staff members, or two of our volunteers, I should say. We're not staff because we don't get paid. We're all volunteers. Nobody gets paid, not even me. But two of the volunteers have kind of fallen in love with each other. So they're sort of seeing each other, and they've both been like long-term single and very broken people that are just starting to heal and that have come together. We've got oh my gosh, there's two ladies that have got together as new mums. So one was chatting to me about something and another was chatting to me. And I said, oh, you need to meet this one. Let me connect you to outside. So we kind of started our own little, their own little mums group kind of thing. And a lot of the ladies now come with their little coffees in the morning. They bring their own coffee and they sit down and they're like, no, we're fine. We're fine to sit here. We're having our conversation. We're just catching up on this, and then we're going to go in and do this. And so that's the stuff. It's being that safe place that you can go to just escape whatever it is that you're doing, to have, a little bit of time with your cheer squad. A little bit of time with some people going, yeah, you got this. That's fine. We can do this. Have you thought about this? And have those discussions without fear of,
judgment,
feeling guilty or being judged or anything else. And so far it's working. It's working and it's spreading. People are connecting with each other and then encouraging each other and then growing from that. And I don't think that's a bad thing. So
wow, that's such beautiful. No wonder one of the lady from the TV say you are the real life saint. That
that makes me so uncomfortable though.
But then
it's just a different way.
It's such a big thing. That's like I was curious because it's all you would mention that it's all started because you started as a volunteer. So what inspired you, or is there anyone that inspired you to become or to get involved in volunteering?
Not really any one particular person. It's more that, I don't know, I think I was raised in a very strict Catholic household. And, there was always the talk about, giving and supporting and, but I'm not a religious person myself. So I was like, well, look, I'm not going to go and sit in church. I would like to help people, but I would like to do something. Maybe I can do something different. So I started just helping where I could. I've been a volunteer at the local primary school. I've been on different panels on the P&C. Like, I am a serial volunteer for anything. I started the first twins playgroup in Liverpool when my twins were born. I started volunteering with the Miracle Babies Foundation. yeah, so whatever's been sort of relevant in our life, I've done that. And it's just been a case of, because I can, or I have that time and the capacity, and it's just to give something back to, and as I said, I am not a religious person, but I do have deep-seated beliefs in things. And one of those is that I just want to leave the world a better place than I found it. That line has stuck with me my entire life. So I'm like, how can I do that? I've always been, how can I do this? And aware of having that in the back of my mind with anything that I've done. So now I'm like, I can do this. I am doing this, and this is how I'm going to do it. So now there's more certainty around that. Whereas before it was like, I wonder how I could do this. So I would dip my feet in everything and just keep trying and keep trying. And yeah, now I've found my feet and off and running, and I'm not looking back.
Wow, that's such a, I was like, I'm just, I don't know what to say, but I really feel so blessed to have known you and known about what you're doing for the community. So from our conversation and from tonight, I know that you do a lot. You just say you had a long day, and you have like mentioned earlier, you have 7 kids, and balancing social impact with the operational efficiency can be challenging because that's a lot of work in the cafe. How did you find the balance between serving the community, the needs of the community, and ensuring the smooth running of your own household, Kirsty?
I don't do it on my own. That's the number one thing. I am just the face of kind of everything, but nothing is done on my own. And there is no I in team. There is a team of people. There is not just one, but many people that support me. So if I didn't have my A team, if I didn't have my support network, there is no way that this would be where it is, even close to where it is today. So I have my husband, my best friend, all in one. And he's just, honestly, I don't even know the words to describe or the gratitude that I have. I've won the husband lotto. So I do tell people that all the time. If you're looking for, the ideal man, he's off the market. I'm sorry, ladies, but I've married him. He does everything. He works 48 hours a week. He works really, really hard, and then comes home. And like tonight, he's just finished 2 12-hour shifts. He's come home tonight. He's building a bed with our 11-year-old in his bedroom and disassembled another bed. They're doing dinner. He does the school lunches. He does shopping. He does all the housework. He does all the washing. On the rare occasion that I'm home, I'll breeze in and quickly clean something and be like, oh, look at me, I cleaned today. But no, he does it. He makes me look amazing. So I've got a team of people in the shop, and they know. So we've got our sort of key team of people that show up every day, and they show up for free all day, every day. I understand that I do, because this is kind of everything I've wanted to achieve. This is, this is kind of my dream and my baby, if you like. But I kind of still get, like, I'm still in awe that people support that when they don't have to. And there's no personal gain in it for them. There's nothing. They're not getting anything more than a sense of satisfaction out of it. So for all of these people to show up and just be like, yeah, you know what, girl, we got your back. We're here for you. We're here to do this, whatever it is, and they're the ones that are supporting the community. It's not just me. It's all of us working together like a well-oiled machine. Well, not really a well-oiled machine. It's more like organized chaos every single day. But we get through in the end, and everybody that is there have the most amazing hearts. They have the most amazing giving spirits. And they're just kind, and they just want to help, and they just want to be helpful. And so that's the only way to balance it. There's no way. I can't do it, and I wouldn't try to do it on my own. I'm not a superhero. We're a super team of people that managed to get this done.
That's wonderful. And you got such a amazing husband, like you say, and it's like it's a lot of things that have to be handled, especially you did say that he worked hard, and then in the household, that's a lot of work. It's not easy. Kudos to him.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. He's
Oh,
amazing. And the kids are, look, they're not all the same age, and they weren't all born on the same day at the same time. So it's not, the four younger ones are quite loud and chaotic. They're all boys. They're bouncing off the wall. You know, that's kind of how they roll. They're burning off that energy at the end of the day. But the older ones are significantly older. I mean, my daughter's 28. My other son's turning 19 on Saturday. Corey's 17. I know you're right there, sweetheart. So, and then the younger ones are a bit.
No.
hello.
No.
That's my blurry husband.
Amazing. I'll just say he's like such an amazing man. Well done to him. And thank you so much for that. And I really love that that's a supportive network that you have that's come together to make things happen. That's such amazing. So you were saying that in this charity works, in this job, there are so many things that can happen. There may be challenges. And as a woman, sometimes women tend to find their voices silent in certain situations. So can you describe like a scenario? You did mention that you don't want to describe you as a lioness, but then can you describe maybe a scenario where you had to stand up for yourself of your ideas, because it is maybe there are challenges that is like more for a woman sometimes. So how did you contribute to your like personal empowerment as a woman?
Well, there is a lot of challenges. So from the very start, so the idea behind what I do, there's a big dream here. There's a big plan that's kind of unfolding, and it's really hard for most people to see that. And they see the little things, and I'll talk about something, and it's not uncommon for people I know and love to turn around and say, oh, that's ridiculous. You'll never do that. And I kind of go, oh, okay. So the one thing that doesn't work for me is bullying or intimidation. I just was born different from everybody else. So anyone who has ever tried to bully me has never succeeded, because you actually have to care enough about what they're saying to allow it to impact you. Other people's words, if I would not trust someone enough to give me personal advice, I'm not going to take the criticism. So look, there's a lot of people, as I said, that I said, you can't do this or you can't do that or that's crazy. No one's going to invest in that. Who's going to give you money? People aren't just going to give you money for this sort of stuff. You know, you can't just make something out of nothing. Hi, my name's Kirsty. I'm from Community Cafe. This is the something I made from nothing. And yes, people give us money. I just continue. That whole persistence thing, that's my strength. I play to that. I go, okay, sure. I'm not going to argue with someone. If someone is set in an opinion, okay, that's fine. There's no point trying to change somebody's opinion. I just carry on anyway. I'll just be successful and they can just be miserable. If they're going to be miserable, then that's on them. You know, I'm going to carry on anyway. I'm still going to support people. I'm still going to cheer them on, even if they're not nice to me, even if I'm not their flavour, and even if they try to undermine me. It won't work, and I will still wish you well, and I will still continue. So it's just about being consistent, showing up, and still going. So yes, I have heard the words. I have heard all kinds of things from people. I've had online bullies. I've had people trolling me online. But I don't care enough about those comments to let it worry me, because the things I care about is getting up and being able to do, another 40 meals today. I wonder if there's too much good in my life that none of it just doesn't stick. It just doesn't it doesn't. I don't know how else to describe it, but no one has managed to actually really get to me. I get sad and disappointed in people. They'll say something or they'll show their true colors to something, and I'm like, oh, that's really sad. I liked you. Okay, no worries, and move on, because I can't. There's not enough lifetimes for everything I want to do, and I am ridiculously happy. I don't seek anything outside of my family. So there's nothing that you can say, there's nothing that you can do, there's nothing that you can take from me that is going to get a rise or is going to get a reaction, because I'm happy. And even if I lost everything tomorrow in some sort of tragedy, I'd still be happy. I'd just be lighter and maybe in need of a new house or something. But, you know, it's hard to explain. I think when you do find actual happiness, that sort of stuff, it doesn't have the impact. I've faced it, but it doesn't worry me. And so I don't react to things either. Someone can say something and I kind of go, oh, okay, well, if that's your opinion, I'm not going to argue it. I get quite, people get quite infuriated with me. Yeah. So, I'm kind of infuriating to people because they'll try to convince me of something. And I just agree. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. We can do that. Sure. And then I do my own thing anyway. And it's been most of my life, I've kind of faced some sort of adversity or someone that has disagreed, because I don't think the way most people think. My brain just works differently. So when my son told me at 40 that I should get tested because he has ADHD, and a whole ABCD alphabet of letters that follow him, and he's like, Mum, you know, I think you should get tested too, because I'm pretty sure you're on the spectrum. So I did. And it turns out that, yeah, you know what? My superpowers are right there. I have ADHD and autism, and they are superpowers. They give me the ability to think differently. They give me the ability to see things differently. And perspective is everything. You know, it really is. So having had the life that I've had where I thought there was something wrong with everybody else, because I've always been really good with me. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm all right, actually. I'm a pretty good person. And even if people have said to me, oh, you're horrible, this is horrid, and I'm just like, I don't know what's wrong with you. Why would you say things like that? And that infuriates people, because I sort of go, oh, if someone comes at me and they're angry, would you like a hug? Are you okay? You don't sound okay. And people are like, I'm angry at you. Well, you can't be angry at me. I haven't done anything wrong. So you're not actually angry at me. You just don't know that yet. That drives people crazy.
But you're telling them the fact. You're actually telling him the fact, right?
Yeah. So yeah, it doesn't really work. I have faced lots of it, but it kind of doesn't get to me. It really doesn't. There's things that hurt, but you get over that. And you learn from that, and then you can spot it in other people and prepare for it before it happens the next time.
That's wonderful. And a lot of super successful people have your superpower as well. Oh,
I love it. I absolutely love it. I couldn't get so, you know, with every qualification comes that little piece of paper and things like that. I'm not qualified in my neurodiversity, because they won't give me the sign off on the piece of paper, because I can't provide a negative impact on my life. So one of the key things that they give you in a diagnosis is it must negatively impact your life. And having ADHD and autism has in no way negatively impacted my life. Negatively impacts some people around me, because I'm uber forgetful and constantly will sort of move on to the next thing and be in the middle of something else, and my brain does not stop. So yes, that drives other people crazy, but I love it.
Oh, that's so funny, right? Oh, that's like, I love that you're actually when you tend to forget things, that's a good thing as well, right? And you don't.
I forget everything. You know what? I forget. That's why I have a phone. That's why I have a life planner. That's why I have Sharon. That's why I have my husband. That's why I have kids. And and they know this. And I'm like, but you know I'm going to forget that. Why are you mad at me? You already know that I would have forgotten that. So you should have reminded me. You have the capacity to remember. I don't. So if you
Mhm.
don't remind me, that's then not my fault. So I do play it off that way a lot too. And I'll say to people, I'm going to forget. So I need you to do this or I need you to do that. And I have reminders in my phone for
Mm-mm.
everything. I have little alarms for everything else. And
Mm.
I counter so I know the challenges I face. I
Mm-mm.
know the things I play to my strengths. And then anything that doesn't quite work, I work out a way
Mm-mm.
that I can support that somehow. So,
Mm.
and anything else, I go, oh, well, that's fine. We'll make up for it tomorrow,
Mm.
or I'll get back to it at another point. You know, the world's not going to stop turning. It's all right.
Definitely. Love that. So with the community cafe at the moment, you are doing I know that they can go to the cafe to get things like every day, and then you're serving meal every Tuesday night. So what are the other services that the community cafe is providing at the moment?
So at the moment, we provide not just obviously immediate food relief.
Mm-mm.
Yes, we have that. People can come in and just have a coffee, sit down, have a cuppa, have some lunch, chat with people. We have clothing out the front. So we have donation tables. We have clothing, we have shoes, we have homewares. We can help people out with white goods. We can help them out with all kinds of furniture. So we get a lot of referrals from different organizations, other organizations saying, look, we have a family that have just moved to the area. They've just secured some housing. You know, there's a 3-bedroom house, a mum and 2 kids, and they have nothing. So we've put together what we call a starter pack. So you can have your cutlery, your crockery, towels, linen, all the basic stuff, a toaster, a kettle. So when you get the keys to somewhere, 9 times out of 10, they haven't lined you up with another organization to provide anything else for you. And they've spent all their money on their bond or just getting into somewhere. And as we
Mm-mm.
know, everybody's struggling with all of the prices and the rentals and the properties are incredible. So
Mm-mm.
when they get in there, they just don't have anything. So we have the ability to give people this little starter package and say, that's okay. Here it all is brand new and working, plug it in. And you know what? You're set. You don't have to worry about where this is coming from, where that's coming from. You know, we can help them with a fridge and a microwave and a washing machine and the essentials that you need. And everything else you can pick up. Everything else there's no rush on. So that's kind of a big thing at the moment. We've been close to being inundated with things for people and requests as well, especially, you know, the washing machines, the fridges and stuff like that, because they're big ticket items and they're very hard to get
Mm-mm.
without paying money. So everything that we have is free.
Wow.
We're working at the moment on so we want to open up our education room before the end of the year. So $31,000 will buy us the building that we need to
Mm.
put on site so that we can start running courses, whether it's English, whether it's basic cooking skills, you know, whether it's a counseling thing, whether it's some yoga sessions. We just need people to start working on themselves. And we don't want to just be that band-aid. We don't want to be giving. So at the moment, I explain to people that with the food and with the clothing and the household items, we're just popping a band-aid on that little wound.
Mm.
But what we need to look at is how they got there in the first place, because they're only going to get more of those if we don't help them to heal properly. So what we want to do is create better modeling for people. We've got a lot of stuff that focus on the youth. And a lot of the local schools have these great programs and stuff like that, early interventions. But it's the older generation. So, you know, the adults and the sort of once they're having their own children and then their own children are growing up, that they're going, oh, okay, well, you're at that age. Yep, just pop out a baby and, you know, jump on the welfare system and ride that train because you know this, you've seen this. And it's not necessarily encouraged, but they just think that's what you do. And we want to break that mentality. We want people to understand, you know what? No, you don't have to do that. You know, if you really like painting, you should totally do that. We can hook you up and we can show you how to get paid doing what you love. So one of the things that I love to do is find that little spark in people and just tease that out and find out what that is and then show them how to monetize that and how to become financially independent.
Love that.
So that's what we want to do on a grand scale with everybody that comes through the doors that wants more. Some people don't want it. And you know what? That's fine. They can keep coming every single day, having coffee, having food. Absolutely. But a lot of people want more. A lot of people want change. They just don't know how. The amount of people that come through the doors and say, oh, no. We'll give them a meat pack and they'll say, oh, we don't want whole chicken. Oh, okay, why not? Well, I don't know what to do with whole chicken. No. Have you got just breast? Because I can just cut that up. I know how to do a stir fry. Okay, do you have an oven? Yes. Have you ever wrecked it? Oh, no, I don't want to wreck it. It's the only meal I'm going to eat. So they don't have skills. They don't have modeling. We want people to be confident. So we've had some people come through and I said to them, look, you can come back again tomorrow. Tonight, I'm going to give you a challenge. I'm going to give you these items here and I want you to go home. So one day, one of our friends came and I said to him, who's best class potatoes? Some chicken wings and some passata sauce. Here's cheese. I want you to make a lasagna. And he looked at me and went, oh, what? I said, lasagna. I said, so you fry off the mince. I said, if you can grab some onions over there, great. Get some bread to dip in the sauce for later. There might be a bit of garlic there or something or any sort of green herby things you can find. And he sort of looked at me and said, I want you to make this because trust me, I know you can do this. You're brilliant. You don't even know how much you know. You really have no idea of how cluey you are. So I want you to humor me today. I want you to go home and be my guinea pig and go and test out this recipe and tell me what you think, yeah? And I said, if you don't like it, I'll give you a full refund. Don't worry about it. I got you back. And I said, and I'll give you extra tomorrow. It's terrible. So he went home and he came back in the next day. And I wasn't sorry. It was maybe a week before I got to catch up with him again. And I said, oh, how did you go with the lasagna? Take photos. And he looked at me and he kind of had his head down and said, oh, I haven't made it yet. I said, why haven't you made it yet? And he said, don't you need a baking tray for that? Do you put it in? He goes, what do you put it in? I said, a baking tray. Well, I don't have baking trays. So I went and got a foil tray. And I was like, fine, here's a baking tray just to make the lasagna in. You can use it once and chuck it out. Or if you do a really good job, you can wash it and make another one. And then he came in and he's like, oh, that was so good. I said, great, I'm coming to your place for dinner. What are we cooking tonight? And said, okay, what is it you need in your kitchen to make this? And then he got excited and started trying new things and was open to more things. Not everybody is, but some people are. And those need that opportunity to be able to grow. They need to be given that support and they need that cheer squad there to help them. So if we can be that modeling for them, then they can be that model for somebody else. And then other people around them start to see that they're doing better and they're like, how are you doing this? How are you like this? Oh, I've been going to this place and I've been getting this and they've been advising me or helping me with this and I've learned this and gained this. Oh, you should go there. And the amount of conversations that we've had where people said, oh, such and such has told me about you. Oh, such and such has told me about this place. We'd like to get this. Oh, do you still do this? Yes, we do. Of course we do. Yeah. Oh, you want to learn that too? Absolutely.
Wow.
So it's just now finding more space so that we can offer more of that, more of those opportunities to grow and break the cycles. That's what we want. So that's why I mentioned, it's the tip of the iceberg at the moment, and we are still very much a bit of a band-aid with a few people that we've managed. And it's great that anyone has been able to come through that. We've actually been able to directly impact even one person is just awesome. And I'm like, I want more. I want more of this. There are more people there. We just have to build our capacity. to do it on a big scale. So we need more skills, and we're working on that.
Wow, that's just a ripple effect that you are building there. And I love that instead of giving them the fish, you're teaching them how to fish.
Yes, yes. And I love that proverb. I absolutely love that. That's one of the things that we use a lot with people, because I'm like, that's great. I can give you fish and you'll eat for a day, but I can teach you how to fish and you'll eat every day. So yeah.
You're amazing. You are amazing, Kirsty. And yeah, I really feeling that it's a blessing to have you in the community, Kirsty, for sure. And yeah, that's a lot of things that I think in a bigger scale that I think, like you say, Community Cafe Incorporate is just the beginning, and I can anticipate that there are a lot more things that you're going to do. So what can people do to support the Community Cafe?
At the moment, the number one thing we need is volunteers. So anyone that has, and it's 4 hours a week. 4 hours, 1 day a week. If anybody has the capacity to do that from 9:30 to 1:30 or from 1 until 5, we'll take it. Absolutely. We need people to come in and help make sandwiches for the kids' school lunches every day. We need, so I say to people, look, you don't have to contribute financially, because if you give us money, we're only going to use that to buy things that people need. So if you already have the things that people need, we'll take those, and then we don't worry about the money. So even going home and cleaning out your pantry, having a look at things that you don't eat or you don't need anymore, we'll take them. So even if they're past their best before, they still have value to us, and we will absolutely take it. Going home and doing a clean out, and if you want to go full Marie Kondo or something like that, and you want to clear out, give us a call. If there's items that you have that still have life in them, we absolutely accept them. If you can't do weekdays, our Tuesday night dinners, as you mentioned, so we offer people the opportunity to sponsor it, and it's non-financial sponsorship, which means that you bring 3 friends, 8 friends, yourself, whether you want to cook a dish or not. We can provide all the food with no problem. If somebody wants to provide a dish, please bring it along. But sponsorship basically means that you come and help us serve on the night. So then we'll book you in, whether it's a once a month thing, whether you want to do it 3 times a year, once off, or whatever it is. We give you the dates we have available. We need extra hands with that, or pantry drives. So a lot of businesses, we've been really lucky. So Australia Post is a sponsor as well. So they have gone out now and at their mail collection centres put boxes like a pantry drive, so that when people are shopping, if they buy 1 extra tin of tuna or 1 extra thing and pop it in there, it helps us to fill our pantry. So at the moment, we are very desperately low. Even though we get sponsors and we go out every day to like produce and bread and meats and meals and things like that, the one thing we're always desperately low on is pantry items, because they're staples for people. Every day people get to come in and choose 6 items off our pantry. So that's a lot of items when it's times 200 plus people a day, and they're eating it. It's not, none of it is going to waste. Especially like the chickpeas and things like that. How many people have chickpeas in their pantry and they don't use them? A lot of the people that come through, they ask for the hummus, and I'm like, no, there's chickpeas. It's not hummus yet. You have to make the hummus. But they know how to do that. So there's certain things like that that I just smash it when they're on there, because every day they get a can. So having a pantry drive, even just sharing a post on social media, something, because you don't know who that might be struggling, that might benefit from just popping in, even if you pick up a loaf of bread. We have people that wait for an hour, 2 hours just to get a loaf of bread, because it's they need that day. Not everybody takes everything every day. So, yeah, if you can contribute financially, we have full tax deduction. So any donations over $2 are fully taxed. If you can do any food rescue runs, we have 2 vans and we're just in the process of repairing another one. So we should soon have 3 vans on the road. If anyone knows someone that owns a petrol station, that would be great if they're able to fuel our vans and we can get for it. Don't know yet, but I will find them. Yeah, look, there's a lot of different ways, and most of them don't cost money. They just cost a little bit of time, and maybe just a smile or a word.
Yeah, that's a lot of things that people can do to help. It's amazing, and I love that. And definitely people have their spare time, I would say, the spare few hours to help, definitely. Thank you so much for that, Kirsty. You have been
Thank you.
amazing, and then it's a lot of great golden nuggets that you share, and I think it's definitely inspiring for a lot of people out there. So this series is 100 Successful Women. I know that successful too is different for anyone, and you're definitely successful in your own way, I would say. So what is your one piece of advice for other women out there, especially, Kirsty?
Persistence. Be persistent. If nothing else, just keep going. And that I love analogies as well, and there's a lot of them I use a lot of the time. But the one thing I say a lot to people: just keep swimming, breathe, keep going. You got this. It's okay. Just keep going. So it's the persistence, I think. If that's the one thing I can share with anyone, just keep going, keep going. Don't quit on yourself.
Such beautiful, and I love that. And be that little more mosey and keep fighting, and that's the big itch that you're going to get then.
Well, that's the thing. It gets most people's attention because not many people get bitten by a lion, but everybody has copped a mosquito at some point, and those things they get your attention. They really get your attention. You're like the tiniest little thing in the room, but everybody wants you because you just keep doing that little. So yeah, it's that persistence. It's, for me, that's one of my biggest strengths. Is just I just keep going. I don't stop.
Yeah, you're amazing. You are definitely unstoppable, Kirsty. And yeah, thank you so much for sharing with us tonight. It has been, I think that's amazing is not the word enough to describe you, Kirsty. There is so many great things that, and thank you so much for being patient with me. I know that you're super busy and you have your kids.
Oh, thank you for being patient with me. My kids have been crazy.
Oh, they are so they need you. I know that you've been so busy, and thank you so much for your time with me, Kirsty. So before we wrap up, is there anything that you would like me to ask that I haven't asked yet?
No, I think there's nothing that not really. Oh, we do. I do have something to share, I suppose. So I was very excited that because of everything for me has to have kind of some sort of meaning to it. So I've wanted for the longest time to have like an event. You know how I go to all of these other charity balls and organization dinners and things like that. And I love it. And I love being supportive to everybody because we all need to work together. But I've always wanted to do something on my own. I wanted to do our own version of that. And a friend of mine called me a little while ago and said, "Hey, we're working on this project. Any chance you want to jump in? Even as just a charity partner or something?" I was like, "Yes, I'm in." So they've written a book on resilience, and this is 20 people writing about their lived experience from taking adversity that they faced and turning their struggle into strength. It's phenomenal. I have read little snippets of like so many of these authors, and I'm like, this is amazing, just an amazing tool on its own. And all of the profits go to charity. and we are one of the charity partners. So we get 50% of all the profits of this book. And I thought, wow, what a brilliant theme to run a gala dinner on. So we are hosting our first gala dinner, and it is a resilience gala dinner. And we're going to have the authors get up and speak. And I just thought, you know, when things work and things just come together and it all kind of marries into one, I'm like, these people have fought and overcome these battles, and then they've put it into a book that we can give out to people that are facing the same sort of thing, that are going, wow, if this person can do it, I can do this. And then, you know, all of that profits coming back into an organization where people are going and getting that resilience from as well.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, my brain exploded. So, yeah, if anybody wants to come along to that, that's on Friday, the 13th of October. And the tickets are on sale through Humanitix as well. I think they're $150 seat. But so we've got a 3-course dinner designed by a celebrity chef. So I can't tell you what we're eating, so don't know it.
Okay.
4-hour drinks, there's gift bags for everybody, giveaways, and so many people have just come out of the woodwork to support that and support us. So if anybody wants to have an absolutely fabulous night out, if you are looking for a way to have an amazing celebrity chef dinner out on the town somewhere, it's at 𝐕𝐢𝐬𝐢𝐸 on Friday the 13th of October, but you do need to get tickets.
Okay, I'll grab the link from you and include it in the description as well. And whoever wanted to join the gala dinner, make sure you click on the link and purchase the ticket.
Awesome. I was just so excited. It's not just some sort of little, it actually has meaning. And it's a win-win-win. I like those.
That's beautiful. That's going to be such an epic night, I would say, and meaningful, and something. It's a gala, a dinner with a cost. That's definitely
It is not just like the fundraising side of it, but like all the connections and all the people that are coming and the people that have bought tables and stuff. We've got some of our big sponsors that are purchasing tables, and that's really exciting to have them in the room with everyday people and give them the opportunity to connect with them. Is awesome.
Yes, that's definitely going to be like a wonderful night for everyone, I would say, and definitely I can imagine the speech is going to be very inspiring for many people as well.
Oh, when the authors speak, yes, I'm a little bit terrified myself though, because I only came to the realization the other day that I'm hosting the event, so I actually have to get up and talk. Yeah, I'll work that one out.
You definitely can do that. I will be going as well. I will get.
Oh, awesome.
Thank you so much, Kirsty. I'm looking forward for that. And again, I really appreciate your time, Kirsty. I know how busy you are. For you to say yes to be here today, I am more than grateful about that, Kirsty.
Thank you. And thank you for everything you're doing as well. This is amazing.
Thank you so much. Hello, how are you? Your mom is amazing, right?
I know.
Thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to meeting you again, Kirsty.
Thank you so much.
And bye for now.
See you, darling. Thank you.